Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, at the outset, I'm extremely happy and honored, and would like to congratulate Bangladesh for launching, virtually launching the Global Center of Adaptation, South Asia Regional Office, which would be in Dhaka on the 8th of September 2020. And I'm very excited to understand that this is a joint venture between the government of Bangladesh and the Global Center of Adaptation. Uh, we stay in an area which is called the South Asian region, and it is highly vulnerable to climate change impacts that can threaten food and water security, and also definitely the livelihood of people. And in this particular region, we almost have one third of the entire world's population residing. This is borne out in several studies and reports, most notably in the fifth assessment report of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, which highlights that in the future, the impacts of climate change will increase the flooding of settlements and infrastructure, food and water shortages, and heat waves in South Asia. It's really a very alarming situation, but I am very sure that with such new endeavors, we are going to be successfully countering and handling the challenges that this new COVID pandemic, this disastrous situation that the world has been, world is having to face at this point of time. The initiative of instituting the Global Center on Adaptation, which we are calling GCA, South Asia Partnership Forum, is timely as it provides an excellent opportunity to share experiences and build collective capacity to tackle the challenge of climate change. This is also aligned with the Paris Agreement that sets a global goal of enhancing adaptive capacity, strengthening resilience, and reducing vulnerability to climate change, which we know are part of the Article 7.1 of the agreement. Over the years, India has been leading from the front in tackling global climate change issues, and it would continue doing so in the future as well. I can assure you of that under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji. We are very serious. We are driven to do everything that's possible to make the world a better place in terms of how we combat climate change, how we reduce pollution, how we can ensure that the planet not only gets cleaner as days pass by, but we also leave a very healthy planet for the future generation. A slew of measures for adapting to the climate change impacts and upliftment of poor and vulnerable sections of society are being implemented domestically in India. A series of measures have been undertaken by the government to drive domestic action on climate change, such as implementation of the National Action Plan on Climate Change, which we are calling NAPCC, and State Action Plans on Climate Change, which are the overarching guiding documents identifying needs, priorities, and means of implementation for climate action. Dedicated adaptation schemes such as the National Adaptation Fund on Climate Change have also been launched. Several projects for adaptation in agriculture, water, coastal sectors, etc., are currently underway. India has also launched the Global Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure at the UN Climate Summit in 2019 to promote the resilience of new and existing infrastructure systems to climate and disaster risks, thereby ensuring sustainable development. In today's world, it's not only a new challenge that humanity is facing with the pandemic, but if there is one bright light, one positive thing that comes out of this entire period of complete despair that has surrounded the mind and the entire world mental frames and the livelihood of millions of people all over the world. I think that bright spot is that due to the closing down of the manufacturing companies, the industries, the non-functioning of the airline industry, no cars and no construction, basically life coming to a standstill, kind of pushed the reset button. Definitely, we did not want the reset button to be pushed in this manner. But however, nature has its own ways, which are inexplicable. We do not know why this happened and how we are going to deal with it in the long run, whether a vaccine is going to happen very soon or not. But what we know that yes, somehow at the end of the day, nature seemed to have pressed the reset button, and pollution levels, PM 2.5, PM 10, suspended particles, what we are seeing worldwide in the air quality index, they are much better than what they used to be. And the challenge lies in controlling or maintaining the AQI closer to what we see now, and not how we left it before the pandemic stopped or brought the entire world to a screeching halt. So I think that once life will definitely get back to normalcy, there's no question about it. But once we restart and get back into our normal lives, we definitely would want the targets of pollution control, the targets that we've set for ourselves to reverse global warming, to ensure that whatever has been discussed in the Paris Agreement are fulfilled to the best of every country's abilities. That endeavor continues with more perseverance, with more resolute, and definitely more spirited, concerted, harmonious efforts from all the countries. I wish all the very best to all the South Asian countries. I would wish all the very best to the. I would like to wish all the very best for the Global Center of Adaptation, and I am sure that this South Asia Regional Office that is getting virtually launched 8th of September is definitely going to open up new skies where where climate change would be discussed in a more concerted manner, and we are all going to have a place, have an office, have one more center where we can get closer to the challenges of climate change, and by getting closer, get to know it better, and therefore know what we exactly need to do, how responsible and sensitive we need to be to ensure that this climate change do not change our homeland, and that is planet Earth. So once again, I wish you all the very best. My heartiest congratulations on this new beginning, and I'm very sure this new beginning is going to be the end of several mistakes that we have done in terms of how we have handled the environment, how we have handled or kind of been careless about climate change challenges, how we have been a little carefree and therefore careless about handling pollution around us, the air that we breathe in, and I'm very sure we are all going to see a better future lying ahead of us. Thank you so much.